the regular Board of Supervisors meeting. We'll start with roll call.
Phil Pulaski, Chief of Police.
Krista Heinrich, Township Engineer.
Jim Sullivan, Director of Engineering Services.
Dave Chris, Director of Finance.
Bob Hart, Township Manager.
James Gallagher, Township Solicitor.
Joe Giovanna, Supervisor.
Vice Chair Dennis DeSanto.
Ashley DeVero, Supervisor.
And Chairman Kevin McDevitt. Okay, the first item on the agenda is East Norton Township Police and the Norton Fire Engine Company commendation presentation for the fire at 2601 Swede Road. Can I have the gentlemen that are going to come up and do the presentation?
Good, well, Happy New Year, everybody. Couldn't have a better way to start 2024 than to celebrate the public service of our first responders in 2023, which is absolutely outstanding. So we're here today to honor some very special people for a very special event. So on Friday, November 24th, at 1 p.m., the East Norton Police Department and Norton Fire Engine Company responded to an occupied residence on Swede Road that was on fire. This was an active building fire. The responding officers and firefighters were faced with extensive flames, significant heat, and heavy smoke. Upon arrival, the firefighters and the officers quickly determined that three people and 2 dogs were trapped in the home, and immediate rescue operations were necessary to save their lives. Drawing upon their training and their experience, they bravely acted without regard for their personal safety and took action. The officers and firefighters implemented immediately the rescue operations that were necessary to save these folks. And they did an absolutely outstanding job, and we're all here to honor them today.
For their bravery and teamwork, each of the responding officers and firefighters are receiving a unit citation tonight. When I call your name, please come to the front. Sergeant Ryan Menke, who is unable to be here with us tonight, Battalion Chief Kevin Strazzeri, Police Officer David O'Neill, Firefighter James O'Neill, Firefighter Andrew Storty, Firefighter Dylan Mayer, Police Officer Jason McLean, Firefighter Bridget Mayer, Police Officer William Kopstick, and Firefighter Brian Lawler.
Now, additionally, for their exceptional bravery and outstanding service to our community, Sergeant Ryan Menke, who couldn't make it tonight, and David O'Neill will each receive a Medal of Valor. Now, the East Norton PD Medal of Valor is awarded for police actions involving personal risk of serious bodily injury or life-threatening situations. So, very, very proud to present to Police Officer David O'Neill the Medal of Valor.
Additionally, working with the 2 officers on that incident was also Battalion Chief Kevin Strazzeri, who will also be receiving a life-saving unit citation tonight.
So as everybody knows, this township is part of a network of other townships and boroughs and municipalities, and we all help one another. We're always there to cover each other's backs. We're always there to protect each other. We're always there, most importantly, to protect the communities that all of these municipalities serve. So the township would also like to say a very special thank you to our tremendous mutual aid partners, the Norristown Fire Department, the Harmondale Fire Company, and the Plymouth Community Ambulance Association. Outstanding work. I'd like to give them a hand. now, I think it's appropriate to conclude our ceremony by giving our dedicated first responders one more big round of applause. And then to finish it off, we want to give all the first responders, and equally important, the families of the first responders who are there to support them, help them, and cover the parties that are missed and the days that are missed. We give them all a real super big round of applause. Hang here for a minute so we can get some photos.
He's one son.
Names.
Good.
I saw Tim Warner carry you. Oh, yeah, be up with him. I was like, all right, I can't believe that. I was like, you lifted more than normal. Big guy.
Give it to him and come right back. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can restart the meeting. Citizens be heard. Do we have any citizens be heard? Come on up.
Weird. My name's Robert Way. I live at 319 Portside. At the bequest of my wife, she wanted to know the trash situation, and are you going to do a mailer so that some of the neighbors know exactly what's going on? Because a lot of the neighbors have never gone to the website or even know about this. So she was just wanting to know what you were going to do about those, that whole decision about the trash.
So, if you don't mind.
No, go right ahead.
As soon as we pull some of the information together, we're going to put it out to everyone. We just don't have anything to say right now, but when we pull it out, once we get it on, it's going to take 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
But then we're going to put it, not just on the website and social media, but we'll think about how we best get it out to neighbors who aren't looking on the internet. But I just want to wait till I have more solid information to give them.
Right, but you had did a voting thing, you said it was real close.
Oh, yes.
Well, a lot of my neighbors didn't even know about the voting. You know, they're
Yeah.
like, they haven't gone to the website, they don't know anything about
Yeah.
it. So I was just wondering if you want to let everybody know, you know, what's going on.
Yeah, we can do that. To be honest with you, and I probably said this before, but we have a unusually high response to the survey to begin with. So that normally, 6 to 10% people show. So I understand a lot of people don't.
Yeah, they just don't know. As I said, this has to be requested my wife.
I get it.
So
We will work on something, how to get that information out to everybody, because I can put it on.
Mr. Hart, I'm sorry, it's worth noting, it did go out in the mail
It didn't go out of mail.
to all taxpayers. It went
That's
out.
why we had such a big response, because it was all put out to everybody.
Nothing ever came to my house, but that's,
Yeah, I mean, we
Do you
set it out.
get mail from the township? Do you get a tax bill?
yeah,
It should have
It
been.
should have been.
It was in with your tax bill.
clever disguise. But anyway,
Or you thought it was junk mail.
yeah,
That's the way we get people to open it. But I can get more information, try to get it out there, at least the findings. I'll see what I can do with
okay,
it.
and I'm sorry I missed it, she missed it.
No problem. And I think as far as this whole process, it's a big decision.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is, so we don't want to rush into it. Yeah, I know it's been a long process, but I think in the end,
I'm not so worried about it. I'm just talking about knowledge, people know
Right.
about it.
Right.
None of my neighbors know about it, none of them.
right.
So,
Okay, thank you.
okay.
Any other comments? Okay, any comments for the board?
No, I just want to say that the holiday season was unbelievable. The township staff did a great job. I started walking the campus every morning because if you make the whole loop, it's a mile. So I do it 4 times in the morning. I wear, just so everybody knows, I wear an orange jacket, so if I drop over, I'm easy to spot. If the orange thing stops moving, come get me. But anyway, the campus really is remarkable, and I think that it's worth noting that everybody was worrying about the tennis courts, the pickleball courts, and they're up, and it's really spectacular to see how much it's evolved, and I'm really proud of where I live and who I get to do this with. So thank you all.
Okay, any other comments from the board? One being, we'll do old business. First thing on the agenda for old business is the cell tower. I'd like to call on our township manager, Mr. Robert Hart, to review this item. Any further discussion, we'll have a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you can see, we're putting the image up on the website that we did at a prior meeting. This is, if you look at the image, on the left, you'll see in the green, this is Trooper Road. So this area of the township is called Valor Wolf Park, but it's a large portion of wooded area. Even, there's a trail through part of it, but it's a much bigger parcel of land that the township has owned for quite some time. It is right on the border of Worcester and East Norton Township. As I said at meetings, prior meetings, that many of the residents of that area of the township have no cell phone service and have. Our emergency services have had issues there in the past. When I got here, it was a big topic of discussion about having no service there. We looked at it and heard from many residents over the course of the 8 years that I've been here, almost 8 years, where during storms, winter storms, summer storms, rain events, heavy rain events, where the power goes out, they have no way to contact anyone. So we've been looking at different areas over the years, and this area made the most sense by any tower in the township. It solves the problem of cell service in that entire area. But not only that, as you can see, where it is in the middle of that circle, The ordinance has it where it's 500 feet from any home, and the first circle is 500 feet, and then it keeps going out and out to over 1,000 feet. And, you know, we put a lot of time in this over the last several months, looking up every possible angle and best place to locate it if we decided to do this. Got a lot of feedback from residents. So we are pretty confident in the spot where it's located. Again, it'll solve a multitude of issues that happen out there. And it's the least, it's the most secluded area that we could find in the township to put it, that would especially help this area with service. So that is where we're at tonight. The company that wants to put it up wants a lease agreement that we can renew or not, a 5-year lease agreement. Part of it is that the township would get 40% of the revenue that goes on it. The township, as we discussed in prior meetings, the township would put that money back into the park and to the surrounding area, because as we know, we have some road issues up there that are constant around the quarry. So there's a lot of different issues that we continue to do, and this will help that area in a lot of different ways, but most importantly, it'll help the cell service in that entire area. Tonight, all you have is an agreement before you that we would go into an agreement with Rise Up, and if they can secure cell providers to go on, they're looking at things that we get 2 on there, 2 or 3, that it could provide a major upgrade in that area. And I know some of your board members live in that area and don't have cell service yourselves at all. So I know this is something that we looked at. You wanted us to look very closely at and to do our due diligence in any matter, and we've done that. Before you tonight is this lease agreement. It would just be the very beginning of this, but it is part of that whole park area that is going to be, we put a lot of money into it over the last 18 months. It needs a lot more money. The trail, we've done some widening. We're going to, this winter, we're about to work more on the trails in there. So there's a lot going on. We want to repave the parking lot and make it more attractive and honestly make it safer, because it is a little secluded, and we want to make, there's upgrades we want to make that will really change that area. So that agreement is before you tonight, and if you have any questions, any further? Any questions from the board?
I don't know if it's a question or a comment. I think that we are on a slippery slope by saying that the money's going to be reinvested to that area, because it's going to. Then the question's going to be, what have you done? Where's the money? How much did you get? What have you done? Where's the money? I think that it's important to note that this township has not raised taxes in 16 years. 14, 16? We're on the path to 16.
Yeah.
But every year that gets harder to not raise taxes. This is a revenue generating thing. So I think that while the idea is to reinvest the dividends up in that area, I think that it's very important that everyone understand that that is not a promise.
Well, what I meant is,
That's
I probably should have said.
well, I know what you said, and I know that you're not making any promises, but I know that interpretation will be that cell towers in our part of the township, and that's our money, and that's not the case.
And what I should have been a little more clear, that the initial money, definitely we thought, it has to, as you do this, the initial money will go in there. Now, you're not getting a ton of money. It's not like you're getting a ton of money, but we are putting money into the park anyway, so this will help it, and that's kind of where I was going. It could really be transformational there, so I appreciate what you're saying.
I just wanted to put it out there.
Understood.
Any other comments or questions or concerns? Okay, for my part, Mr. Hart, I live at the 550 feet mark, and I know how the cell tower, or the cell service is horrible. Your phones get, your calls get dropped off all the time, and I will welcome the cell tower there. So I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the cell tower by Rise Up Towers
I'll put that in the form of a motion.
You're approving the lease agreement.
It's just a lease agreement? Okay. For the lease agreement, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you Supervisor Gavanis, thank you Supervisor DeSanto for doing the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Escrow release number 11, 2311 Old Arch Road, Bradbury Point. I'd like to call on Township Engineer Krista Heinrich to review the item.
Thank you, Vice Chair DeSantis. Before you is escrow release number 7, a partial escrow release for Bradbury Point in the amount of $23,882.40. Upon release of these funds, there will be remaining in escrow $132,741.90. Our office has inspected the site and found the improvements that have been constructed in accordance with the plans, and we're recommending this release.
Thank you. Is there any questions? Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion for the escrow release of 11 for 2311 Old Arch Road, Bradbury Point. Do I have a motion?
I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Thank you Supervisor DePiero. Do I have a second? Thank you Supervisor Gavanis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Authorization to purchase a 2024 Ford Super Duty F-550. I need to call on Finance Director, Mr. Chris, to review this item, please.
Thank you Supervisor DePiero. In front of the board tonight is a quote from Andrew Ford for a 2024 Ford Super Duty F-550 truck. Now this is a planned purchase under a 5-year capital improvement plan. And if approved, it would be purchased under the state's cooperative purchasing agreement. And when I say it was under the 5-year plan, it was actually part of the 2023 5-year capital improvement plan. The problem we ran into was availability. Most recently, we found out that there were some truck cabs that were available. So Mr. Stevens, our public works superintendent, worked with Ford to put together this quote that you have in front of you. And even now, there's availability issues. This quote is actually just for the truck cab. The body itself is something that's going to be, we present to the board for approval in a few months down the road because they're just not available right now. What Mr. Stevens had found out was we could get this now, get it at a good price, have it available, and then once the body became available, then we could get that and make a complete truck at that stage. So again, in front of you is a quote from Andrew Ford for 2024 Ford Super Duty F-550 cab at $61,365. And as I said, it would be purchased under PA's Cooperative Purchasing Contract CoStars 25. I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Okay, any questions for our Finance Director?
What are we buying?
It's a Ford F-550 truck.
It's a Super Duty. I know.
It's a Super Duty. And
I know, but it sounds like we're buying a half a car.
we're buying the chassis, basically. We're buying the chassis.
They come in 2 pieces.
Yeah.
So not the bed?
Not the bad.
No, yeah, right.
Because I'm envisioning like Fred Flintstone. Like,
And the one thing I did leave out, this is replacing a 2001 Ford truck.
Non-Super Duty.
Not, right, it might be, but that's not in my notes.
Will the chassis, not
not
that
super anymore.
anyone can control it, but will the rest of it be here when we need it to be? Like is the
We're expecting
is
that.
the 01 still functioning?
I don't have the answer to that, but we have an expectation that the body
Yes,
should be
the 01 is still
available.
functioning?
Yes.
Thank you. Look at Mr. Bradbury. Last month he was the finance director.
This one's gonna have, we're not putting a plow on this one, so
Yeah.
it won't be out in the salt.
Okay.
It's
Thank
gonna be a utility body.
So just ask either of us.
Yes, question.
Is it electric?
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't do it.
Okay, any questions? Any more questions? All right, I'd like to entertain a motion to authorize to purchase a 2024 Ford Super Body 550, Duty 550. All right,
I'll put that in the form of a
Thank you.
motion. Thank you.
I'll second that motion.
thank you Supervisor DePiero and Supervisor DeSanto. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, monthly expenditures, I'll call on Mr. Chris again to review these very quickly.
Thank you, Supervisor Gavanis. Presented to the board tonight are the monthly township expenditures, specifically for the period from the date of our last board meeting on December 19th through the date before this board meeting, January 1st. So it's an abbreviated monthly set of expenditures. The total expenditures for the month were $374,451.68. That included our accounts payable expenditures, which included payments for utilities, supplies, and services. Those total $119,651.25. And it also included our payroll expenditures, which were for all of our salary, wages, and taxes. That totaled $254,800.43. Again, the total expenditures for that time period, $374,451.68. And I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions for our finance director? No? Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the monthly expenditures.
I'll put that in the form of motion.
Thank you, Supervisor Gavanis.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Supervisor DePiero. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Manager's update.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll keep this nice and short after these last couple of, last two meetings here. We're just really looking forward to 2024 for a lot of reasons. Our Parks and Rec and all of our events that the township works on. As you unfortunately recall, 2023 was a wet year. Many of our events that are extremely popular, almost every event, was either rained out, postponed, or less than perfect weather. Director of Engineering Services, Jim Sullivan, has assured me that this is going to be a dry 2024, sunny, and perfect temperatures.
That is correct.
So we're really looking forward to a great year. Everyone's excited with all our events, our Parks and Rec, every aspect of the township. Looking forward to a lot of infrastructure projects, some of our traffic lights issues and coordination up and down Germantown Pike, which will be a real help. Road programs, to continue our road programs to really build this township infrastructure out to its maximum, meaning updating it. We're just really looking, the township staff's excited, and we look forward to coming back to you in further meetings with a lot of great news, so thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for our manager? All right. Review upcoming meetings and events. Unfortunately, I guess I didn't get the insert with all the meeting dates. So I'm going to suggest that everybody goes to the website. Everything's posted on our website, and you can get that information there. Citizens to be heard. All right, no citizens. All right, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Put that in front of the
Supervisor DeSanto. Second.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Supervisor DePiero. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?